Why does it feel like the moment you stop trying, she starts paying attention? Why is your silence louder than all the words you ever spoke? Welcome to Man of Depth, and today we're diving deep into the female mind. This isn't about game playing or manipulation. It's about understanding what a woman really goes through emotionally when you're not around. Not what she tells her friends, not what she posts online, but what she actually feels behind the silence. Because when you're gone, that's when everything starts shifting. Your absence creates space, and in that space, her emotions come alive in ways you never expected. So, if you've ever stepped back, gone quiet, or simply walked away, this is what happens on the other side. Let's break it down. She feels the shift even before she admits it. She feels your absence long before she admits it to you or even to herself. At first, she feels the shift act like nothing's changed. She posts your stories, goes about her day, replies with short texts. But the shift is happening beneath the surface. Women are emotionally intuitive. They can pick up on energy changes before words are spoken. So when you're no longer initiating, checking in, or showing up, she doesn't just see it, she feels it. When your name stops lighting up her phone, when your presence fades from her daily life, she may not show it. But inside, there's a quiet disruption. Not because she necessarily misses you yet, but because her routine, her emotional rhythm has been broken. She doesn't text, she doesn't call, but that's not because she doesn't notice. It's because she's thinking. That reflection, that's the beginning of the she starts remembering shift. She starts remembering the things she overlooked. Remember all the little things you did? The late-night talks, the check-ins, the way you supported her without needing anything in return. Yeah, she remembers. But she didn't appreciate them while they were happening. Because when something is always available, we stop valuing it. We assume it will always be there. Your daily presence faded into the background until it was no longer there. Now Cher remembers the way you made her feel. Cher plays old messages. She reconsiders past moments she brushed off. Cher thinks the tone she used, the attention she dismissed, and the most she questions her control powerful part. You didn't ask her to do this. You didn't guilt her or shame her, you simply removed your energy, and now she's left to sit with what she once had and what she lost. She questions her control. When you were chasing, she was in control. She dictated the rhythm of interaction. When to reply, when to engage, how much emotion to show. Now the tables turn. You've stepped back, you've gone quiet. You've stopped reaching out, and suddenly she's the one reacting. She starts scrolling through old texts. Starts overanalyzing your last conversation. Starts wondering, did something change? Did I mess up? Why did he stop reaching out? You haven't said a word, but your silence says everything. And in that silence, she begins to question her own behavior. That's when she starts losing control. Not over you, but over her own emotional reactions. Your silence doesn't punish her. It simply removes the emotional cushion she's to rely on. She starts comparing you to other men. Now that you've gone quiet, other men start appearing in her space and they feel different. The guy who always comments on her posts suddenly seems too available. The one who's always ready to text back instantly feels desperate. The attention she used to crave, it now feels empty. Why? Because now she has a baseline, a comparison. She's measuring everyone else against you, and most of them fall short. She might entertain, she feels the gap conversations. She might flirt, laugh, or even date. But deep down, she feels the gap, the difference in energy, the lack of emotional depth. You didn't just leave a space. You left a standard. And now everything she experiences has to pass the test of what she once had with you. Even if she never told you how much it meant, her emotions turn inward. From the outside, it looks like she's fine. She's posting, smiling, living her life. To the world, she looks unbothered. But late at night, when the lights go off and the distractions fade, that's when she feels everything twice it hits. Women feel everything twice, emotionally then mentally. It's not immediate, it builds. She replays your last message, reads it again, then again. She wonders if she missed a sign. She thinks about what she could have said differently. She scrolls through old photos. She revisits moments. not because she wants you back, but because she's trying to understand what went wrong. But what really hits her, it's not just that you're gone. It's that she no longer feels like the version of herself that was wanted. That version, the one who was chosen, is gone too. She doubts her value. She now sits with the less certain version, the one unsure of her worth. She starts to doubt her value. Here's something uncomfortable but real. Many women, whether they realize it or not, tie their sense of value to how men respond to them. It's not shallow, it's psychological. Validation is a form of emotional currency, and for some it's the mirror they use to measure self-worth. When you were present, responsive, attentive, she felt important. When you stopped, it wasn't just a communication gap. It was a confidence hit. She starts thinking, was I not good enough? Was I too cold? She questions her identity. Is he interested in someone else? Did Imus read how he felt? And the longer Thessalent stretches, the louder those thoughts become. This isn't about ego. It's about identity. Because if she saw herself as the one you wanted, and now you're no longer there, she questions who she is without your attention to define her. And that is a deep internal conflict. She hates that you're not begging. Here's what she might not tell anyone, even herself. She hates that you're not chasing her. She hates that you haven't begged, that you haven't sent one last text, that you haven't tried to win her back. Because to her, begging would confirm your feelings. It would confirm her importance. But now you've accepted the silence. You've made peace with the distance. And that bothers her more than any fight or emotional confrontation ever could. It tells her you respect yourself too much to chase what doesn't reciprocate. That you're done. And not in a passive-aggressive way, in a grounded, mature, decided way. And that's power. Because while other men beg for closure, for attention, for another shot, you didn't. And now she's the one left wondering. Your absence creates clarity. A woman doesn't feel your full value when you're always there. She feels it when you're gone. When your presence is no longer in her space, her phone, or her thoughts, until it suddenly is again. When Thessalent begins echoing louder than your absence creates clarity voice ever did. And that clarity, that realization of your worth, it doesn't happen when you talk more. It happens when you stop talking altogether. If you were honest, consistent, emotionally intelligent, and then you walked away, she'll notice. Maybe not on day one, maybe not even on week 2, but when it hits hard. Not because you hurt her, but because you forced her to see what she lost without saying a word. So what should you do? Let her feel it. You don't need to manipulate. You don't need to act cold. You don't need to prove anything. Just respect yourself enough to pull your energy where it's not matched. Let time and space teach Thessalent your words never could. Let Thessalent speak for you. Let your absence do the work. If she comes back, it's with clarity. If she doesn't, then you have your own clarity, that she was never aligned with your value to begin with. You don't need closure from her. You just need peace with yourself. Comment below with your thoughts, your stories, or your questions.